Imagine being able to understand what someone is thinking without them saying a single word. The truth is, people reveal far more than they realize through their body language, their tone, and even the way they react to small situations. And once you learn to notice these clues, reading people becomes surprisingly easy. 5 ways to read people like a book. 1. Watch what they do when they're not the center of attention. Most people behave very differently when they feel observed. Psychologists call this impression management, the tendency to adjust our behavior to appear more likable, competent, or moral when we know others are watching. But when the spotlight disappears, people often return to their default personality. For example, imagine someone who is extremely polite with their boss, but dismissive toward waiters or strangers. This contrast reveals something important. When there is no social reward for kindness, their natural behavior emerges. This is why observing people in low-stakes situations can reveal more about them than formal conversations. How someone behaves when they have nothing to gain often reflects their real character. 2. Look for emotional leaks. Human beings try to control how they appear, especially in conversations that involve disagreement, stress, or attraction. But emotions often escape through what psychologists sometimes call leakage. These are brief signals that appear before a person has time to regulate their expression. Examples: a smile that disappears too quickly, a brief look of irritation before someone says it's fine, sudden tightening of the jaw when a topic is mentioned. These signals are usually very fast, sometimes lasting less than a second. They don't necessarily mean someone is lying. Instead, they show what emotion appeared first before the person consciously controlled it. Learning to notice these small moments helps you understand what someone felt initially, even if their words say something different. 3. Listen to how people frame stories. People reveal their inner world through the way they interpret events, not just the events themselves. 2 people can experience the same situation, but explain it in completely different ways. For example, one person might say, "Everyone is against me." Another might say, "That situation taught me something." Both statements describe experiences, but they reveal very different mindsets. When someone repeatedly frames events as unfair, hostile, or threatening, it can show how they interpret the world. Over time, you begin to see patterns in how people assign blame, responsibility, and meaning to situations, and those patterns often reveal more about them than the events themselves. 4. Watch for behavioral consistency over time. Words can be chosen carefully, but behavior tends to reveal patterns. If someone says they value honesty, but frequently hides information, avoids accountability, or shifts blame, the pattern becomes meaningful. Human behavior is rarely random. Over time, people develop consistent tendencies: how they respond to criticism, how they treat people with less status, how they react to failure. Instead of judging someone based on a single moment, it's more useful to observe repeated actions. Patterns reveal personality much more reliably than isolated behavior. 5. Observe how people handle small amounts of power. Power changes how people behave because it reduces social restraint. When someone gains even a small amount of authority, managing a project, leading a group, or controlling a decision, their priorities become clearer. Some people become more supportive and responsible. Others become controlling or dismissive. This happens because power magnifies existing tendencies. It removes some of the pressure to appear agreeable, allowing a person's natural style of interaction to become more visible. That's why even small leadership roles can reveal a lot about someone's character. Reading people like a book isn't about becoming suspicious of everyone. It's about learning to notice patterns in behavior, emotion, and communication. Because once you start paying attention to these signals, human behavior becomes much easier to understand.